Hey everyone, the last video I did yesterday was about the global crisis with software, most commonly used at airports, just going haywire with all the getting blue screens. And that topic was like crazy to cover because of the effect it had with like airport lobbies and train stations just being packed with people non-stop with no foreseeable chance of getting where they were planned to go. That happens a lot, like it's so common, it's become a norm. But when you have like a bunch of cancellations, like 90% of flights planned, and they're all because of like one shared issue, that's even more insane. I should mention how this is happening at the worst time possible, peak travel season, where even if this issue wasn't going on, you would still have airports, packed. So it's just like two issues colliding to make one big mess. But I should give some context to what led to this, because it would make it more crazy and add to the comedy a bit. These massive long strings of blue screens shared by systems was caused by an update for the antivirus software CrowdStrike Falcon, which, after seeing how far this mess has spanned, I think it's safe to say that a large margin of companies have this software installed. But despite being called an update, it was unknowingly flawed, where on whatever computer or system it was installed on, it would lead to a blue screen. And keep in mind, if it was any other issue, like having the servers run a bit slower or having more errors occur more frequently, that would still be bad. But by getting a blue screen, that's like a Frankenstein fuck-up of all those issues combined together, while also at the same time affecting the industry most susceptible to tiny errors, being the airline industry. There were other companies affected by this, like media companies and many others, but a large majority of people complaining about this are people stuck in an airport with their tickets cancelled and no promise or rearrangement. As a person who has been to the airport often and had to wait preposterous amount of times for sudden changes, that would be honestly my worst nightmare. Only because I've always had a flight guaranteed before and promised that I was gonna have a seat on it. But for a lot of these people, they're stuck in a limbo with nothing guaranteed for them. Not to mention that a lot of them are with companies that are like absolute dog shit when it comes to like handling customers at these sort of issues. Like most airliners are so used to fucking over their customers and cancelling their flights, they can't even bother to like put extra effort during this mess and make the experience slightly better. Now, this was an idea that came to me when I watched this TikTok of this poor woman having this exact scenario, but with the painful build-up it took to wait for a flight just to have it cancelled. You can already read the caption, but for all you blind people that make up 80% of my fan base, this woman had a flight planned at 9:16 p.m, cancelled, had to wait up until 1:30 a.m, waited 6 hours just to have it cancelled again.
The flight has canceled. Unfortunately, we can't rebook or refund anything.
What you mean you can't?
At this time, we can't rebook or refund anything at this time because the systems are still down.
Okay. Now that's all cool and all. That's all cool and all, but couldn't y'all have told me this shit like maybe 3 fucking hours ago when we was asking the question? I wish you could have. But let me ask now. We're done. Okay.
I really do not like this video. The concept's already painful, but the reaction that's completely natural and expected makes it like way much harder to sit through. Because that initial moan, I think it was more of a groan, that initial groan really conveyed the sinking feeling everyone got in their stomach when they were told not only was it cancelled, but also no sugarcoating, they were possibly not getting a refund at all. The guy technically said, not yet, he's just a messenger from upper command, it's not his fault, but it would be a lie to say that this announcement couldn't have been handled better. I don't want to target the guy, but if I was there in the crowd in the boarding gate, I would have been livid. For one, the way he was cock-teasing everyone, being like, there'll be no refund yet. That's an awful way to do it. Any other person would have been like, we're working on a refund. That's better. Because no matter what angle you look at it from, these people weren't given the service they paid for. I get that most airliners are very stingy with refunds, because if they weren't, they lose a lot of money. But surely you can make an exception for this one time, this huge global mess. Especially with how long these people waited and being made more bitter when you tell to the face they may not get their money back. And this guy, you could be on his side because there are thousands of other employees just like him right now, but it's the way he responded to the lady that's just shutting her down. I'm not kidding, I think he exchanges a max of 5 seconds of an explanation before being like a flamboyant friend like, no, we're done. In what scenario would that be a good way to treat a customer, especially like in this one right now? She wasn't even that aggressive, honestly. She was yelling, but that's only from the anger of having to wait 6 hours. I mean, for that long, some people would like pick up a cue pole and just swing it around the place like an animalistic rage. From the vest that guy's wearing, I think the airline is Swissport. I haven't been with them, so I can't really say how good they are. But I'm sure there are hundreds of customers with scathing reviews about how much they hate them because of similar past incidents, either because of a technical issue or just poor customer service. I say that because now is the most important time for good customer service. I promise you some of those people in the video promised themselves to never go back to Swissport simply because of how bad the experience was. It wasn't the fault of the airline, but they really didn't help by making them wait that long as well. That's another thing as well. The reason why those other people don't yell as much as that lady is because, and you can see in their face, the shock and surprise coming out of nowhere where they can't even process what you say next. Because of the time they've wasted to simply be told fuck you and fuck off. They probably had hundreds of thoughts racing across their mind, like where are they gonna go? Are they gonna have to waste more money on another ticket? How do they even know that one is not gonna have a different outcome than this one? I honestly don't know what happened after this. I checked the TikTok account of who made this, and that was the only video they made. So I'm guessing they found a different traveling option. How arduous was that compared to getting a flight? I have no idea. But I'm sure other people there didn't have, the same option or possibility. This whole video was like a basket of awful experiences being bundled together. The last note I could make, because I can't stop being pissed off about it, is that I know it's not the guy's fault. He had to do his job. He had to announce the people of the change. But any other person with a shred of more sympathy would give a better response than just being like, yeah, no, fuck off.